Hello, I'm Debbie, and this is a 2-minute video all about partnering together to introduce the Pause Play Connect model within your organisation. I've got a postgrad in therapeutic play, 2 decades of teaching and working in safeguarding with some rural families in crisis. I've travelled abroad to work with refugees, and after all of these experiences, I've recognised that one of the critical issues affecting our families today who are overwhelmed and in crisis is that they don't have time to engage in our longer programs. And obviously, they need support. I mean, this could be because they're struggling with their own mental health, they've been displaced, they've got a lack of financial or digital resource, they're really struggling financially, they've had negative past experiences with professionals, or they've been overwhelmed with too much information. There might be language barriers. There's so many things that can get in the way of us working with the most vulnerable families in the UK and beyond. So why don't we have a simple model that's just quick and easy to explain and start implementing? Pause Play Connect can slot in to what you're already doing. It's not a separate program. This is something that we can train your staff in and integrate the work, the brilliant work you're doing, with just making things much simpler and easier to understand. One of the things we specialize in is creating resources that are really simple. We also work to translate resources so we can cross language barriers. This model works with families experiencing domestic abuse, displaced families, families on low incomes, families experiencing divorce, families that are adopting or fostering children, families with additional needs or disabilities. I have experience across all of these areas and know that this model can be relevant to these sectors of society that really need encouragement and support. When you introduce this Pause Play Connect model, parents will often feel empowered and begin to understand why play is important, even in times of stress and crisis. Children feel safer and seen, and behaviours ultimately change. So, this is how we can work together. We first start with some training and facilitation sessions. This can be done face to face or via my professional online portal that has got videos of me training that staff can see in their own time. Because often we have staff doing shift patterns or only working part time, and we then know that everybody has received the same initial training. This picture is of a head teacher and one of her staff going through the training in person. So we took Pause Play Connect and we saw how is this going to help your families that have been displaced and just joined the school to integrate within the community, and how do we equip your teachers to be more therapeutic in their approach with these children who are suffering from anxiety and trauma. We collaborate together. This is some of the other staff members looking at resources that are existing resources that we know have worked with displaced families, and then collaborating and using their best practice so they could create a whole program within the school system that is age appropriate and really trauma informed. We then created the licensed resources that could be shared with their families, and they had a strong sense of ownership and clarity because they understood the model and they understood their families, and so they could put those things together to create some really nice resources. These could be digital resources, they could be handouts that you can give families, they could also be a whole online training program directed at the needs of your community. So they could be as wide as you want, and we could create some things that are going to be easy to share and relevant to who we're serving. And there'll always be ongoing evaluation and supervision sessions. So we can reflect, we can look at what's working, what needs to be changed, and how we can really create lasting impact and successful integration. We really want to be engaging parents to play with their children, to be more and more therapeutic so those children thrive and can learn and can grow into happy, healthy humans. So we are pausing, we're playing with ideas, and we're connecting the dots as an organisation, and we're helping families to pause, to integrate more play into their lives and build connection with their children. If you want to know more and want to have a chat about it further with no obligation, then contact me today. There's my direct phone number, or you can email me, debbie@playhealing.com.